The first steps to preparing your phone. We're going to open the box, and you're going to see a few things inside the box here. Alright, so you have your phone, and it may have plastic covering that you'll remove. We're going to take that and set that aside. You'll notice in the box that you have a USB key. This is the antenna, which I'm going to show you where to put this. You'll have a little Ethernet cable to connect to your modem at home. We'll talk about that in a second. And you have the handset here that goes on the phone. And then there's a bunch of goodies under here. So one of the things we're going to take out is this handset port. Let me show you a couple things about this phone. I'm going to set this handset aside for just a moment, and I'm going to bring this to your attention. So a lot of what you need to know is right here on the underside of the phone. So you'll notice there's a few icons. One is a power supply icon. One is your network in icon, meaning that is the direct cable that would go to a modem or a router for your phone. And then there is a second Ethernet connection that goes to a laptop or a PC if you'd like. So what an Ethernet cable is one of these little cables with the connection on it that looks like a big telephone jack. And then there is a place here for your telephone handset cord, which is this cord that is in the box. And then you can get a headset type that plugs in and also runs here. And then right here, if you look at this symbol, this is a USB. So this is actually where your USB is going to go. So that's where the connections are. So let's get started first with connecting the handset. Okay, so this is the handset cord. Now that I have taken this out of its packaging, you'll notice there is a long side and a short side. The long side actually comes in through this little area here and then plugs in here. Okay, so it literally, if you set it just like this, it's not really hard to do. You'll notice there's a little clip here, and if you turn the cable, it fits in there like that, right under the clips. See how it's under the clips? And then you just take this and turn it on. It just fits down in that connection.
Just like that.
Oh, there we go.
It connects
This
just under there. The next thing we're going to do is get an Ethernet cord, or in some of your cases, you're going to put in this location the dongle. So we're going to talk about a couple ways to attach this.
And all you do is take your finger, let me see if I can get it in, and slide that this way. And just press it this way. And then this literally comes around, and now you have your stand and your phone all set. Okay, so now you can see that there's that slot, there's that slot, and it just sits at a good angle here for you. The next thing here is the power supply, which you'll either find in the box or in a separate box. And this little round thing here plugs into this little round thing there next to the first Ethernet plug. This is the dongle. So depending on how you're going to connect it to your network, whether you're going to use an Ethernet cable, which we'll talk about here in a second, or whether you're going to use Wi-Fi, it's important to know that if this is in the bottom, it thinks that you're going to do Wi-Fi, and if you have both this connected as well as your Ethernet, they will fight each other for the internet connection. So if you do wind up using your cable, I recommend just taking some tape, taping it to the bottom of the phone in case you need it, so that you'll have it, but do not have it in the slot. So we're going to show you where to put this again underneath the phone. So I could get a kind of a good angle here. Again, here's your power supply. Here, this first connection is your internet in, and then right on the back side of the stand, and you don't have to have the stand on at this point, you can put that on next. We're just going to put it right, it'll slide right in this, oh, let's get focus here. It's going to slide right in this location. It only goes in one direction, so if it doesn't go in one way, just spin it around and it'll slide right in, just like a thumb drive goes into your laptop. Now, once you're plugging in your power supply, there are a bunch of pieces of software that will load here, so it'll take a couple of moments for this to take place on your phone. So once it fully comes up, now it's going to get blurry on and off. I'll try to make sure that I get some good shots for you, some photographs. So the first button we're going to work with, so alright, now that it's powered up, you're going to get some messages potentially on the screen. You're just going to hit cancel, and that goes away, and then it says WAN adapter is added. Okay, so now these buttons here, you can go up and down. So you have, if you have Wi-Fi internet at your office or your home, you're gonna come down here and you'll see that it's flashing the arrow key down, and then you enter your password, hit the word and you notice the button's changed again. Arrow down. Now it's a little deceiving, right? But in my case, it says there are 5 networks available. These are Wi-Fi around. You hit it. So like if you have neighbors, changes from 1, 2, 3. Theirs is going to be listed, but you're going to go ahead and hit scan. Capital ABC. Once it completes the search, that's how you're going to enter the password. Okay. There'll be a list it's a little clunky the first time. One of them. So if you make a mistake, your network. That's what the delete key is for. Now, so in my case, my first letter. Scan the network. I'm just going to give you my first letter here. OK on the options. M. This is the. It's going to give you a list of the Wi-Fi that's near you, and then entering the letter M down here at the bottom, then shows, you can go back, goes away, get details, you can scan again, and then there's the word I have a long password. I'm going to hit link, okay, and again, this changes to give you. I'm just going to leave mine hidden. I'm going to go down here to password. In the event this little area here, your password is really complicated, or buttons, it might be worth going to your modem or router and simplifying it with more numbers and letters rather than uppers and letters, like having spelled. Alright, now once you get your first letter in, now a lot of people have the first letters capitalized, and you're like, and your letter may not be the first letter, so the next letter I'm going to put in is going to be lowercase, so I hit that, and then I'm going down here, and notice, older people will remember this back in the day, you have GHI, so to get my next letter, which is going to be I, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and notice I didn't hit it fast enough, which, you know, oops, there we go, we didn't hit it fast enough. I'm going to back up here just by hitting the delete key and go back here, and then really quickly 1, 2, 3. Now it's only one letter and it only has one asterisk. Okay, so you just have to hit it fast enough, but if you don't, simply hit the delete key and back up. Let's say that when you got done that process, you were not able to get your Wi-Fi fully connected that way. Alright, so let's say that you didn't enter the right password, which is most likely you hit the digit not enough times or whatever to get to the letter that you needed, but it brought you back to this screen. The lights are still flashing, So how do you get back to that? And you come here and hit menu. And again, we go back to these arrows. We're gonna scroll over to where it's at tools and then down, and you can see it kind of outlines basic. You're gonna hit basic, and then you have date and time, screen, ring, volume, keyboard, greeting, Bluetooth, and WAN. That is how you get to the network. And you can hit OK over here once you get to that. And now we are back to the screen that says WAN enabled, disconnected, no network, and then it says, it's interesting, now we have 7 available networks because there are lots of places around here. So again, you'll go back down using the arrow keys until you get to that, and you can hit scan. And since it already knows there's 7 networks, you can just go ahead, once that box is enabled, hit enter, and now you have the list of networks. Again, hopefully you know what your network is named, and then you can go down to the appropriate network. Okay? In the event that you're having an issue with password and your Wi-Fi allows for a guest network, you can create a second network just for your phone using the guest network. And I have had some users have success if they were having a problem entering a complex password just for their phone. You can create the guest network, and one of the passwords that a user did to make it hard but simple to enter is they made the first part home, all capitals HOME, and then all lowercase office OFFICE, and then they entered their zip code in digits. And again, this is the guest network, so it's not the main network, and but that's another possible workaround. You'll also see a tip sheet which gives another way to avoid to do Wi-Fi a little differently, where you don't need to use the dongle. If you do not use the dongle or do it this way, remove it and tape it to the bottom so you don't lose it in case you do go back to it. And there are other ways to connect this phone. Alright, once the phone is connected to Wi-Fi, the flashing red lights will go away. Or if you've connected it through just an Ethernet cable, which you can get various lengths. Amazon can get you a 15 or 25 foot cord, so just while you're working, you can take that cord over to your modem. Most modems have a plug in the back of them that's Ethernet, not telephone, and you can connect it that way. There's also an extender type, which is in the tip guide, that you can run a little Ethernet cord to the extender, which gets plugged into your home electric, and then over by the modem it gets plugged in, which we'll go over here in a second. But again, these lights are green. Your phone may be slightly different, but